Luxury brands are some of the best marketers in the world because when you really think about it, why does a leather bag cost $5,000 when another costs $300? Why do people wait months, sometimes even years, for a particular watch? And why does a simple logo make someone feel wealthier or more important? The answer is that luxury brands are not just selling you a product. They're selling you access to a world that feels more exclusive and more desirable than ordinary life. And that's why luxury is so powerful. A watch can tell the same time as your phone, a bag can carry the same items as one that costs a fraction of the price, a shirt can cover your body whether it has a designer label or not, but luxury brands understand that people do not buy purely based on function. They buy based on emotion, aspiration, and the story they want to tell about themselves. So in this video, we're breaking down the science behind luxury brands and exactly how they make you want to buy, the good and the bad, and what to watch out for. Let's dive into the subtle psychology that makes certain types of products feel almost impossible to resist. Before we start, I'm Nick and welcome to my channel where I discuss gents' style and lifestyle. I make videos on a wide variety of topics on how to dress well and how to live well. So if that interests you, then click subscribe. Also, if you love men's style, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there regularly and I have a ton of fun content planned. The first thing that luxury brands understand is that people rarely buy luxury for the product alone. They buy it for what the product represents. A watch is not just a watch. A bag is not just a bag. And a pair of shoes is not just something to walk in. At a certain level, these objects become symbols of a lifestyle that suggest taste and status. Someone doesn't just buy a Rolex because it tells time. They buy it because it represents achievement. Someone doesn't just buy an Hermes bag because it carries their belongings. They buy it because it represents exclusivity and craftsmanship. And someone doesn't just buy a Ralph Lauren blazer simply because they need a jacket. They buy into the world Ralph Lauren has created, that of country houses, polo fields, Ivy League charm, and old money elegance. The product is only one part of the appeal. The real desire comes from the identity affixed to it. Luxury brands are excellent at selling you a more successful, tasteful version of yourself. And once you believe the product brings you closer to that identity, it no longer feels just like a purchase. It starts to feel like a step towards becoming someone. Luxury brands are brilliant at storytelling, and if the last section was about what luxury makes you feel about yourself, this section is about what luxury makes you believe about the brand. Luxury brands invest a great deal of time and money building a whole world around their brand. They leverage themes like heritage, craftsmanship, the founders, famous clients. Perhaps even they throw in some historic moments and traditions behind the brand. For example, Louis Vuitton is selling the romance of travel. Hermes is selling equestrian heritage, handcrafted old world refinement. And Cartier is selling royalty, elegance, and timeless sophistication. This all matters because the story makes an object feel more meaningful, which allows the consumer to develop an emotional attachment to the product and to the overall brand. This is why luxury brands constantly remind you where they come from. The longer the history, the deeper the mythology. And the deeper the mythology, the easier it is for the customer to believe that they are not just buying an object, they are buying a small piece of culture and tradition. Another major way luxury brands make you want to buy is through scarcity. When something is difficult to access, it immediately feels more valuable. It's simple supply and demand. If anyone can walk into a store and buy it, the product may still be beautiful, but it loses some of its mystique. But when there's a wait list because of limited production, or perhaps certain pieces are reserved only for top clients, the product feels more exclusive. That exclusivity creates desire because it makes a customer feel like owning the item means they're a part of an elite club. You see this especially with certain watches, handbags, rare fragrances, and made-to-order pieces. A great example is the Patek Philippe Nautilus in Tiffany Blue. Released in 2021, only 170 were made to celebrate the long relationship between Patek Philippe and Tiffany & Co. One piece was later sold for over $6 million, showing just how scarce and desired this watch is. In normal retail, brands try to make buying as easy as possible. But in luxury, a little scarcity can turn a purchase into an achievement. Luxury brands also understand that price is not just a number, but a part of the story. In ordinary retail, a high price can scare people away. But in luxury, a high price can actually make a product feel more desirable to the right audience, because it signals exclusivity and importance. If something costs significantly more than the average alternative, people often assume that there must be something special about it. That does not mean that price and quality are always the same thing. Sometimes the price reflects better materials and craftsmanship. Other times you're paying heavily for the name and the feeling that the brand has created around the product. A good example of this is the iconic Burberry trench coat. Burberry's Kensington Heritage Trench is around $2,400. You can find similar coats for a lot less, but here the high price point is a part of the brand's exclusivity. These companies know that if everyone can afford it, it loses a part of its status. So the price itself becomes a filter. It tells the customer that this is not for everyone. And strangely enough, that's often what makes people want it even more. Another way luxury brands create desire is through social proof. People naturally pay attention to what highly admired and successful people are wearing. So when a luxury product appears on a celebrity, an athlete, a royal, or a cultural icon, it becomes more than just an item. It becomes a signal. This is why brands are incredibly careful about who they associate with. The right person can make a product blow up. For example, James Bond, as we all know, wears an Omega. Steve McQueen wore a Tag Heuer Monaco. Or think about Princess Diana carrying the Lady Dior. These associations all give those products a story beyond the object itself. I have a bottle of Macallan whiskey just behind me simply because it's the whiskey of choice for James Bond, so association works. Once enough admired people are seen wearing or using something, the desire spreads. Not because everyone has it, but because the right people do. Luxury brands go beyond the product itself and carefully design the entire buying experience around how they want you to feel. A luxury boutique is rarely designed to feel like an ordinary store. The lighting is softer and the displays are more selective. The space is quieter, it's more polished, and it's often more intimidating. They may also have private appointments, coffee or champagne available, careful packaging, and sales associates who make the experience feel personal. All of this creates theater around the purchase. You're not simply walking in, grabbing something off the shelf, and then leaving. You're stepping into the world of the brand. The boutique becomes a part of the exclusive private club that the brand is trying to curate. And the more elevated the experience feels, the easier it is to believe that the product is more valuable. That's also why luxury packaging matters too. Everything from the box to the ribbon. It's all designed to make the purchase feel ceremonial. Luxury brands understand that when the buying experience feels special, the product feels special too. The final thing that luxury brands do is they understand that the most powerful purchases are often emotional. A good number of people rarely buy luxury items simply because they need something. They buy it to mark a moment. Whether it's a promotion, a milestone birthday, a wedding, a graduation, an anniversary, or a personal achievement, the product becomes connected to a memory, which makes it feel more meaningful than an ordinary purchase. This is why luxury brands often invoke words like timeless, iconic, heirloom, legacy, and investment piece. They want the product to feel like something that belongs to your life story, like a watch that you buy after building your career or a suit that you wear on an important day. That emotional connection is powerful because it makes the product feel deeply personal. Of course, there is another darker side to luxury. Luxury can represent quality products, but it can also tap into a person's insecurity and fear of being left out. This is where desire becomes manipulation. There's a difference between buying a watch because you love its design and engineering, and buying it because you've been made to feel inadequate without it. It's always important to remember that a famous logo does not automatically make something stylish, and a high price point does not automatically make something elegant. And owning luxury does not automatically make someone refined. This is why you have to be honest about why you want something. Are you buying it because it genuinely fits into your life and your taste? Or are you buying it because you hope it will change how people see you? A gentleman can appreciate luxury, but he must never be controlled by it. So the answer is to buy carefully and with taste. Before buying something expensive, ask yourself a simple question. Would I still want this if no one knew the brand? If the answer is no, you may be buying it more for the name rather than the object itself. Look for pieces that genuinely suit your personal style, your lifestyle, and your wardrobe. Luxury should feel like an extension of your taste, not a costume that you put on to impress people. Then look for heritage. Some luxury pieces are desirable because they come from real tradition, like the Cartier tank. This is actually something that's on my list to buy. Then there's also the Burberry trench, a Barbour jacket, an Hermès tie, or a pair of Edward Green shoes. The history gives them more meaning than just the logo alone. And most importantly, look for quality. Pay attention to the materials, the construction, the fit, the finishing, and the longevity. Ask yourself, will this age well? Can it be repaired? Does it feel beautiful in person? Real luxury isn't about being flashy or flexing what you bought to others. It's about taste, craftsmanship, and buying items with a deeper meaning. There's nothing wrong with appreciating beautiful things. Just make sure you know what's being sold to you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content on men's style, luxury grooming, etiquette, and the habits of a modern gentleman. Also, let me know in the comments, what luxury item do you think is actually worth the money? And what luxury item do you think is pure marketing? I'm looking forward to reading the answers. Thanks for watching.